Hey guys, okay, so I'm recording this episode again in this kind of weekly format. I'm on the fence about whether I prefer to wait until once a week to share all my insights, or earlier this year, what I was doing is I was literally posting a ramble like this every single day on YouTube. And what was cool about that is I was able to share slightly more concise individual insights as they were being downloaded. What's interesting about the weekly format is everything, all the insights are like building up and they're like just trying to pour out of my mouth, but I'm like waiting until Friday. So it's an interesting and different experience. And then the delivery is kind of different. And I can't tell if I like the buildup or if I enjoy it being a more steady flow. But anyways, we are on the weekly pace this week, and there are a few things that I want to share, each of which could probably be separate little episodes here, but we'll get into them. What is interesting about this format is I don't feel like it has to be concise, so then I kind of want to play you guys some guitar. So I've just been at the very, very beginning of learning Harvest Moon, um, and it's not very good, but I'll show you where I'm at. Come a little bit closer, hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. But there's a full moon rising, let's go out and feel the night. We know where the music's playing, let's go dancing in the light. Because I'm still in love with you, I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you on this harvest moon. I'm messing up here. We'll leave it there. But like, you see what I'm saying? It's just interesting because I've been doing all these individual guitar videos, and that's one way to do it. Or I can have this weekly thing, and then it's like, okay, I want to show you where I'm at with the guitar. I want to show you where I'm at with my mind, my meditation practice, my creative practice, etc. So to split them or not to split them is the question. Ultimately, I think the important thing is that the creativity is flowing out, so I don't think it's too important. As long as it's flowing out is the important thing. So, and I actually kind of want to. Do I want to switch spots? Is my question. It's very peaceful here. I'll stay here because the sun is here. So, one thing I wanted to give you guys an update on was my meditation practice. Um, there, so it's really cool, right? I've showed you guys that chart I use to check off all my meditations, and I'll also take note of how it's like evolving. And there's been a clear evolution, and right now I'm really grounded in a particular practice that I want to share with you. Also, I want to note that I just made it to a 100-day meditation streak, which is really cool. This is the second time in my life I've hit 100 days in a row of meditation. The first time was during and after my meditation teacher training, just about a year ago. And coinciding with the sobriety journey that I've shared, that last year when I did a long meditation streak was also the longest I had ever been sober. This is nothing new for you if you've been following along, but that was also one of the better times in my life where I was really feeling good internally, really stepping into my purpose, really focusing on my business, really things were just lined up well, right? So it's cool to be here again on another meditation streak, on another sobriety streak, on another great streak of really, yeah, doing my inner work and my outer work, following my dreams and all of that from a place of stillness and peace within. So it's very cool to be here again. As I've shared before, my big goal this year is to not slip into bad patterns and bad habits this year like I did last year. I fell off of my meditation practice. I got back into drinking and smoking. I stopped building creative freedom. This year, my goal is to stay with all these things. And it's cool to just be seeing the evidence again, like, okay, yeah, this meditation practice is important. This sobriety is important. Building my creative dream is important as well. Regular self-expression is very important. So like I shared in the last episode, I'm not expecting it to be easy to stay on this path this year, but I think I've built up some resilience and confidence and more awareness now that just because of fear and doubt, I don't have to give up. And there's also been a stronger sense of faith this year, faith in God, faith in a higher power, whatever you want to call it. That's something I wrote about recently, was healing my God shame, because God and Jesus and the universe, and however I best feel like conceptualizing the higher power, the source at the time, that's been really coming into my meditation practice lately. And I've noticed a lot of shame around talking about faith, using the word God, etc. So, one of my core beliefs is that the best way to heal shame is just by identifying, okay, I'm scared to use the word God because I think I'm going to be judged or it's outside of my comfort zone, etc. So you identify that and then you do it anyway. And I've been posting on Instagram about it, using the word God more and more. And that's been very healing for me. I'm coming into deeper self-acceptance, sharing my honest, authentic journey as it unfolds, which currently involves a lot of faith. Back to my meditation practice update. So, you know that I do 2 meditations per day, once first thing in the morning, once right before bed. Okay. And I aim for about 20 minutes, but sometimes it's more like between 10 and 20 for each. And also, just as a side note, just because this might be helpful for you to hear, it's of utmost importance that there's no phone between the evening meditation session until after the morning meditation session. That sacred boundary of stillness and no stimulation from the nightly meditation overnight until the morning meditation is extremely, extremely important. Okay, so the new thing that's been happening in my practice is the morning meditation has been focused on surrendering the day ahead. Okay, so I will speak to God, I'll pray, and I will surrender any ideas that I have about how the day is supposed to go. And I will literally ask to be guided, and I will consciously try to, and I'll speak words in my mind. I'll say, I let I let go of how I think this day has to go. Please guide me. Please show me the way. May I be a conduit for carrying out your plan. And I'll really speak these potent statements of surrender during this morning meditation. And I'll kind of do that towards the beginning of the meditation, and then I'll kind of allow myself to sink into the total stillness state where I'm more like a receiving antenna, and that's when I'll just be on the breath, hearing the sounds around me, etc. But that morning meditation really focusing on surrender, right? And then the day unfolds, and then the evening meditation becomes focused on gratitude. So I will run through my memory, replay the day, pick out all the most minute and smallest beautiful things that happened, as well as the grandest and the biggest beautiful things that happened. So I'll express gratitude for, the morning sunlight in my kitchen. I'll express gratitude for the ability to express myself on the internet. I'll express gratitude for any sort of connections that I had with people throughout the day. I'll also express gratitude for just the people in my life, my family, my friends, my community, my teachers and mentors, etc. I will express gratitude for maybe I had a nice peaceful walk that day. I'll just go through and genuinely try to connect to a place of like awe about how lucky I am that I got to experience all these things, right? Because it's easy to slip into that state of mind where we think we don't have enough and we want more and more and more. So it's been super powerful for me in that evening meditation to shift into gratitude and to really truly, it's not like fake. It's like, no, I'm so lucky. Like, even just right now, to be able to express myself so openly into this microphone, looking out of these windows, the sun's coming in. Like, yes, I could come up with 100 stories about why I need more things, a different living situation. Um, I could come up with 100 reasons why external circumstances need to be different, but ultimately there is so much here to be grateful for. So really tuning into that and connecting to that every single evening has been such a phenomenal practice for me. And you can see how the morning surrender and the evening gratitude, especially doing these things every single day, they really fuel this incredible, like, high vibrational upward spiral of, yeah, surrender and gratitude. They go together very, very powerfully. So I just wanted to share that with you in case that's something you want to incorporate. It's pretty simple. I know I'm saying a lot about it, but in the morning meditation, surrender the day ahead. In the evening meditation, gratitude for the day that just happened. Incredibly powerful, potent practice that I definitely wanted to share with you. And now there's stillness while I think about what to say next. See, it's interesting. That one just poured out of me, and now I'm like, it doesn't actually feel like there's anything left, and I could pull, but I'm gonna wait and see if something comes up or if that was it today. As just a quick update on so that was kind of an update on my spiritual practice, my meditation practice. Actually during the meditation teacher training, you may have heard me mention this before, but the teacher training that I took a year or so ago, a little more than a year ago now, we had this discussion format, which was to share an update on our meditation practice and an update on our creative practice. And it's just such a powerful combo. Like, that's everything right there. The inner journey and the external journey is kind of the whole thing. So I really like that format. So just to give you a quick update on my external creative practice journey, right? This is creative freedom. It's the yin and yang of the internal and the external. We need both because just doing inner work only gets you so far. There reaches a tipping over point where you bring that inner work out of the world to not only express yourself for your own sake and to continue your learning, but also to help other people, right? So there's both. But I kind of touched on my creative update by sharing this format stuff. But yeah, things are going really well for me. Content is flowing out on all platforms. Really speaking from my heart, sharing my journey, just like you're hearing me do now. That's all going really well. I'm getting really, really comfortable with group facilitation, working one on one with clients. That's all flowing really, really well. I feel like I'm in a really smooth state. There's always an edge and a boundary to be pushing. Most of that for me looks like, I want to say like on the entrepreneurial side, like making decisions there is kind of where I'm pushing my edge, but I feel like I'm steadily going into that and it's all feeling very well and smooth. Yeah, I'm continuing to focus my mind on all the things that are going amazingly well. Like my calendar is now filling with conversations with clients, with my free community, um, teaching meditation, hosting creative freedom calls, right? Helping people, supporting people, using my natural gifts, helping with spiritual growth, helping with creative freedom. I feel like I'm like in my purpose for more and more of the week. And I'm just focusing on so much gratitude for that because I know if I focus there and have gratitude for that, more of that is going to naturally flow into my life. So, yeah, kind of, I'm just, yeah, I've also been thinking about like manifestation has been coming up in my mind lately too. And just the fact that I shared this on TikTok. It's so funny with this weekly format. Like, it's all just stuff that came up throughout the week, and sometimes I already shared on TikTok. Anyways, um, I shared this analogy where if you want to have more people at your house, a powerful thing you can do is clean your house regularly because then you're like prepared and ready to invite people over. So when the opportunity arises, you just invite them in. And I've been thinking about this in terms of uh, community hosting and clients, right? I'm focusing on becoming the person who's so internally grounded that I'm ready to receive clients and community members. Like I'm ready. I am the space. I'm becoming that person. I'm being that space. Whether or not people join the community, whether or not clients come in, I'm focused on becoming that person. So when they do flow in, I'm ready to receive. And that is manifestation right there. It's not about going out there into the world, changing the world and making things happen. It's about becoming the person that receives the things you want to receive. So I'm really focused on becoming that person, becoming grounded, peaceful, joyous, easeful, confident, and holding that no matter what the external reflects. And the way it works is if you change your internal state, if you change your being, if you become a new person, after a certain time period, that internal state is going to start to be reflected back at you more and more. So you really got to rely on your internal state as opposed to what the external circumstances are looking like. This is something that comes up a lot in the creative freedom calls, but if you're stepping into starting a business, let's say you want to start a business where you support people spiritually, maybe you want to become a spiritual coach, um, you got to start putting that energy out. You got to start becoming that space and putting out that energy so that energy can be returned to you, right? Like if you're not able to be that spiritual coach who's ready to support people spiritually, then you're not putting out pings into the universe, so there's nothing to be returned to you. So you can't really shy and hide away. You kind of have to step into new identities, claim those identities, become those identities internally, and then fully trust the process and let God do the rest. It's really an interesting thing that's very, very important to remember. It's not about going out there and manipulating the external, it's about becoming the person. And then when you become the person, fear and doubt and discomfort are coming up because you're expanding and you're breaking your ego mold a little bit, right? So it becomes that faith component, that trust component, that sitting through the discomfort component becomes very, very important because if you want to attract people into your community, for example, you have to be that space for a long time. You can't just open a store on the street for 1 week and then close it because no one came in. You have to keep your doors open, keep your windows open, keep your lights on, keep shining your light, trusting that over time the right people will come in. So that's another thing I've been thinking about, really holding the vision through the fear and the doubt. Holding truth through the fear and the doubt is that's the concise lesson there. And there's that piece again, right? So nice, right? So if you want to get connected, if you want support on your spiritual inner growth journey and creative freedom journey, I have multiple options to support you. One is through one-on-one coaching and mentorship. There's a link in the description to book a 30-minute call with me. And I also host the free creative freedom calls every week. Those are free. And I host a meditation every week that is also free. So all that info is in the description. And I hope you're all doing super, super well. Have a great week ahead. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.